You took a big swing, and thank God you hit that ball out because
it could have gone very badly.
It could have gone very, very badly.
Go badly.
Maybe in the past, I would have said we need to find a way to love and respect each other again. But honestly, I think that bus has sailed. Which is why tonight I'd like to suggest that our political leaders learn a lesson from the people who work in one of America's most successful industries, this one, show business, and understand something very fundamental. You can get great things done and still hate each other's guts.
Hollywood has never been short on controversy, but few moments have rocked Tinseltown quite like the face-off between Bill Maher and George Clooney, a live TV exchange so unfiltered, so cutting, that it left audiences in stunned silence. And Clooney scrambling for a way to save face. It all started with Clooney doing what he does best, making his voice heard.
And this is democracy, and this is how it works. And what the hell?
How'd it go this time for you? I forgot who you were supporting.
Well, I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Storm the Capitol? It's like.
It's okay to be crazy. Just stop being needy. Every bad idea a kid can get about how to handle feeling abused and disrespected is in all these movies, including the ridiculous cliche that if you are the good guy, the avenging angel who's doing all the, you never get shot. And if you do, it's nothing. This is how bad guys get shot in movies.
Over the years, he's become one of Hollywood's most politically engaged figures, leveraging his star power to push for humanitarian efforts and weigh in on America's biggest issues. So when he released a highly produced campaign-style ad ahead of the upcoming election, it seemed like yet another addition to his long list of political endorsements. But this time, the reception was anything but warm.
You took a big swing, and thank God you hit that ball out because
it could have gone very badly.
It could have gone very, very badly.
Go badly.
Maybe the problem isn't that America isn't worth defending. Maybe the problem is that lots of people today are entitled whiners who have no perspective and no idea how good they have it.
Meant to be a rallying cry, the ad featured Clooney's signature blend of passion and moral urgency, urging Americans to vote in what he framed as a defining moment for the nation's future. But instead of inspiring the masses, the message backfired, coming across as out of touch, scripted, and condescending. Critics immediately seized on the misstep.
Just wait till you get thrown out the window of your very own dream house.
The same people who once admired Clooney's activism were now calling him out, accusing him of being another privileged celebrity lecturing everyday Americans on issues he didn't truly understand. The backlash wasn't just swift, it was merciless. Then came the social media firestorm. Users didn't just reject the ad, they dismantled it. Memes ridiculed his messaging, while others resurfaced past instances of Hollywood elites misjudging the public mood. Soon, phrases like tone-deaf, cringeworthy, and Hollywood elite were trending alongside his name. Clooney had faced criticism before, but this was different. The narrative was slipping away from him fast. Sensing the PR disaster unfolding, Clooney's team sprang into action. Their mission? Damage control. They lined up media appearances, reached out to key journalists, and plotted a comeback strategy that would remind the public why Clooney's voice still mattered. A major part of the plan? An appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher. If anyone could help him reset the conversation, it was Maher, a host known for challenging both sides of the political spectrum while maintaining deep ties in Hollywood. The expectation was that Maher would provide Clooney with a fair platform to defend himself. But Clooney was about to learn the hard way. Bill Maher wasn't interested in playing along. Bill Maher's audience was exactly the kind Clooney needed. Politically savvy, unafraid of tough conversations, but willing to listen if the message was strong. If Clooney could handle a little pressure and deliver his argument convincingly, he had a real shot at regaining the public's trust. His team pitched it as a rare chance for an honest, no-holds-barred discussion. They promised Clooney wouldn't shy away from criticism, that he'd directly address the controversy, and even share exclusive details about the upcoming election that no one else had heard. But Maher wasn't interested. Insiders say he barely entertained the idea. When Clooney's team reached out, Maher reportedly smirked and said, "I don't run a PR clinic for Hollywood." He wasn't fooled. He saw it for what it was: damage control disguised as political engagement. And if there was one thing Maher refused to be, it was a platform for celebrity spin. Still, Clooney's team refused to back down. Determined to make it happen, they sweetened the deal, suggesting Clooney would drop a major bombshell about the election, something newsworthy enough to generate major buzz. Maher didn't budge. To him, this was just another Hollywood figure using their influence to try and shift the political narrative, and he wasn't having it. But rather than just declining the request, he decided to take it a step further. He was going to turn the entire situation into fuel for his next show. Just when Clooney thought the backlash couldn't get any worse, Bill Maher turned up the heat, with the televised takedown so sharp it had the audience roaring with laughter. On the next episode of Real Time, Maher didn't need to say Clooney's name. Everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. He started by ripping into Hollywood elites who assume their celebrity status makes them political experts, mocking the idea that actors and directors somehow grasped the struggles of everyday Americans. With his signature wit, Maher joked that there's nothing voters love more than a millionaire telling them how to think. Then he took it up a notch, calling out aging stars who suddenly become political activists when their careers start to fade. Funny how some people only find their passion for politics when the big movie offers stop rolling in. The rejection sent a clear message. Hollywood's usual media allies weren't rushing to rescue him this time. Scrambling for another way to shift the narrative, Clooney's team pitched him to The Howard Stern Show, hoping for a controlled setting where he could smooth things over. But even Stern, known for giving celebrities a platform to clear the air, wasn't biting. According to insiders, Stern's producers weren't convinced it was worth it. The controversy had peaked, and nobody wanted to look like they were offering Clooney a sympathy interview. Late-night shows weren't eager to book him either. Despite his A-list status, Clooney's political misstep had made him a risky guest. Even Hollywood's biggest names can find themselves in trouble when public perception turns against them. Behind closed doors, sources say Clooney was livid. He felt betrayed, not just by Maher, but by the industry he had championed for decades. He had used his platform to push causes he believed in. Yet now, when he needed support, it felt like everyone was staying silent. One insider described his reaction as an outright meltdown. Clooney reportedly raged about Maher, calling him an arrogant comedian who thrives on tearing people down. He also lashed out at his PR team, blaming them for failing to contain the backlash from the start. It was a harsh reality check. Clooney had spent years as one of Hollywood's most respected figures. He wasn't used to being on the receiving end of this kind of public humiliation. But instead of fading, the backlash was only gaining momentum. Maher's takedown had given social media even more fuel to keep the fire burning. George Clooney might have to face reality. Most people just aren't hanging on to his every word anymore. And Bill Maher, he didn't just stick to his stance. He doubled down. When asked behind the scenes if he regretted his remarks, he reportedly said, "On the flip side, if he steps back, lets the backlash settle, and finds a way to shift the conversation, there's always a path to redemption." After all, audiences move on quickly, and Hollywood loves a comeback story. What do you think? Was Bill Maher out of line, or did George Clooney need this reality check? Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that follow button for more updates.